Hey everybody, how's it going? Got a quick tutorial for you today. This one's inspired by a guy named Marcos, and he asks,
can you do a video about how we can get sound quality like yours on our voices? It's amazing.
This has been a common request over the years, and yes, I think it's time I finally got around to doing it. Now, I've always said this, it's no secret. The first thing I do is use an off-camera mic. If we go on camera and record our audio from a distance, this is the sound we get. I'm using a Rode on-camera mic at the moment right now, which is something I rarely do, but I just kind of want to demonstrate the difference between having a mic on the camera several feet away from your subject versus having the mic right next to you. In this case, I'm using a Hollywood miking technique, and that is the mic above the subject, just out of frame, and we're going to move the frame up here, and you can see, got it right here. And this is the one thing I've been using over the years to do the show. Now, I've experimented with putting the mic off the side, on the floor, and whatnot, but generally, mic just out of frame, aim down at the subject, you're gonna get a pretty good sound. That's about as close as you can get it without picking up any nasty room resonances like you would with an on-camera mic like you're hearing right now. Let's switch back to this mic, and then to the on-camera, to this mic, to the on-camera. See the difference? So the trick is get the mic in as close as you can. All right, so I've switched back over to my normal tight shot, and once again, the microphone is just out of reach here. And it works really well. Now, bear in mind, even though I'm using a relatively inexpensive Octave MC012, I am using an absolutely killer analog signal chain. I've got a Great River MP to NV and an Empirical Labs distressor. You guys have seen it used as almost, let's say, an anger meter over the years. When I really start yelling, it, stomps down on the signal really well and keeps things from going into the red. It works pretty amazing. Now, that's not exactly what you call a cheap solution. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try hooking up my super cheap Behringer preamps, which I've been using on guitar with great results. And I'm going to try plugging into this, the FMR, really nice compressor. And we're going to try this out and see what kind of results we get with that. Okay, so now we've swapped out preamps. I'm now using the dirt cheap Behringer mixer going directly into this, the FMR really nice compressor. If you guys watched the show, you saw the episode reviewing this about a week and a half ago. It's a killer piece of gear. It's only a couple $100. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. And what that's doing right now is it's stomping down on the peaks. When I start yelling at the camera, it's going to do the same job that the distressor did. Maybe not quite as nice, but still pretty freaking awesome. And here's the thing, the Behringer mixer only cost me $50 at a pawn shop as well. So when you see guys going on and on and on and on about super expensive preamps and whatnot, unless you're doing Celine Dion or something like that, don't worry about it too much, because honestly, even the preamps in the cheap boards we have these days are freaking awesome. That being said, the one thing you have to watch out for is something called noise floor. And what that is the preamp gain. When you turn that up, it creates hiss. And then when you put it into a compressor, that amplifies that hiss even more. So what I'm doing is using the freeware plugin that is built right into Reaper to take the noise and run it back on a reverse phase, and it cancels it out completely. And that's what I've been using for the last 3-4 years doing YouTube. Is every time I do a video, I've got about 40 dBs of gain on that mic. That's a lot of hiss. So I'm just taking it out with a plugin. That's a great way to use the technology effectively. The freeware one on Reaper is pretty good, but I really like the Waves X Noise because it has a blend control. So if you got something with, say, a quieter voiceover and very dynamic and whatnot, you can dial it in and even automate how much noise reduction is being used at any given time, because when you have full-blown noise reduction going on and you're talking at a low volume, it can cause artifacting, and that kind of sucks. So yeah, highly recommend the Waves one. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. So one other thing I use all the time out in the field is this. This is the Lewitt Interviewer mic. It's an Omni. It's got some great pop filters built in, and it's internally shock mounted, so it's not going to make a lot of thumping noise if you bump it around. So I'm using this in conjunction with something called the Tascam DR10X. And what this is a little XLR recorder. It has a micro SD card and it records 2 audio channels, one at whatever gain you want it for and one with 10 dBs quieter. So if you peak out a signal because somebody starts yelling, you've got a backup. This thing is awesome. The sound quality is incredible. And some of you guys have remarked how my in-the-field recordings sound better than some newscasts do. And yeah, like I said, it all has to do with the DR10X. I've hooked this up to wireless mics before, but seriously, this little on-mic recorder is just absolutely fantastic. Here, and now we've got it on an SM57. Doesn't quite have the shock mounting, but it's still a pretty neat solution. So yeah, that's my workflow for my on-camera audio. When possible, put a mic just out of the frame, preferably from above, and get your subject that way. If that doesn't work and you need to have something on camera, use one of these, the DR10X, as a built-in mic recorder. The things are absolutely fantastic. They're about $99. They use a little micro SD card. They run on a AAA battery. They're super light, super portable, and just super amazing. And if that doesn't work, go with a Rode on-camera mic. That will do the trick in a pinch as well. And they're also great for doing on-camera narration stuff, more like vlogging type videos. You guys saw me use that to great effect in the Las Vegas desert. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this clears up a few of the questions you guys would have had. If you have any more comments or questions or would like to see other tutorials from me, as always, leave some suggestions in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you guys. I'll see you next time.